Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is chocolate raspberry. It's 44 degrees and it's going to be 51 degrees and cloudy today. Well, I certainly wish it would warm up for a few days so I could get started on moving my city picker garden beds. I'm anxious to get that cleaned up. But Mother Nature has a different plan for me, so I'll work on other projects, of which there are many. But I'm knocking them down one at a time. So that's a good thing. So today I'm going to try and start the rest of the early sowing in the plastic bags. Let's see how that goes. And then next year, when the winter comes along, I'm probably going to do the process in February, end of February. I don't want to winter sow in January or, real early, but the end of February would be good. So my little seedlings are moving along. I hope they stay healthy because now they're at a point where they're vulnerable to damping off, but they do look strong, so that's a good thing. Today I still have some leftover soup that I made the other day. Normally I don't eat my food all in a row like that, but I've been busy, so I've been happy to have it that I had soup. But I'm going to have to start cooking some things for the next week or so. But for now, I'll just eat up what I have. I stocked up on lettuce yesterday with my little Walmart haul. So, and I have all the things that I need to do the winter sowing now. Except I think I still want to get a couple containers from Drug Mart, but there's really no rush for that since I have the Baggies that I'll be doing the winter sowing in, which is technically spring sowing now. So, still lots of things to do. The garden's a mess, but at least I got some of it cleaned up yesterday. Yesterday was a very pleasant day. It wasn't that warm. It was like 55, but it was definitely good for working in the garden. The thing that I've been finding that has been happening whenever it warms up to a really nice temperature in the 60s, we get these cold winds that come blowing through, which makes it very unpleasant. So a few nice calm days would be awesome. Well, let's taste the coffee. Cheers. Yes, chocolate raspberry, still one of my favorites. So I also sprayed around the house yesterday, try and keep the ants out. But I just found one, so I guess it's not working too well. But I don't know. I have to figure out a way to get rid of them. I have the feeling I know where their nest is, but I really can't find it. It's hidden away under the mulch or under the stones somewhere. But eventually I'll see if I can't get rid of them. All right, I will meet you at my budget book in a little while. Somebody needs to go out. You need to go out? You need to go out? Wait, don't run away. I want to take your picture. You need to go out? You just were out. They go in and out like 4 times before the morning's over. He likes to go check out the birds. He is a bird dog. Much to my dismay, he loves to hunt birds. So it's pretty gray out here today. Still nothing going on with my winter sow boxes, and the things that I planted that were already sprouted are still hanging in there. So, okay, I'll meet you at my budget book. Okay, yesterday I didn't spend any money. I know I got a Walmart order yesterday, but I actually bought it the day before. So yesterday I didn't spend any money. So today I'm not planning on spending any either. I stocked up on a few things yesterday for my garden and some lettuce and some bread, just basic things. So we'll see. Today I don't think I'm going to go out. I want to do some winter sewing in the Baggies, so hopefully I'll get to that. But I have to do a little cleanup first. So I've spent 6 days this month already. But like I said, if it wasn't for the gardening, it would be way less than that. But as a gardener, there's certain things that you have to have at certain times, and you really can't put it off too long. And I know some people do totally free gardening. They save all their own seeds. They garden in the same old. But my garden is actually in transition this year. I'm trying to simplify it and make it more attractive. So that takes a little bit of cash. I'm using mostly what I have. But there are some things that I'm trying new, like the winter sowing, just so that I can have more starts and not have to go out and buy so many flats of flowers. I will buy some this year, but not like I used to. I used to probably spend at least $300 on flowers in the past. I haven't done that in quite a while, but I used to. So, but that's in the rearview mirror for a long time already. But like I said, this year my garden is in transition, and I just want to get it set up so that in the coming years, all I have to do is my starts and just plant the flowers or the veggies into the garden, and maybe just amend the soil, but not to keep moving things around. Sometimes you have to keep moving things around to get it to how you actually want it. It's like that with, your house too. When you're arranging your furniture, sometimes you have to rearrange it several times before you actually find a setup that works the best for you. So that is my spend for yesterday, and I don't really plan on going anywhere. The only place that I might go is to my mom's, but I think I want to stay home today. So anyway, that's what's going on here with the budget book. I've been keeping up with my budget sheet because it gets to be too overwhelming if I don't address that at least every 2 or 3 days. So that's been working great, and my budget is evolving as each month passes, because this is kind of new to me. I've had budgets in the past on the computer. I didn't like that because every time I wanted to enter something, I had to turn on the computer. And so this is just simple, and this seems to be working great for me. But this budget system is new to me this year. So far so good. And it's like I said with the garden, you have to keep trying different applications until you find the one that works for you. So as you can see, I have been improving with the no spends every month. January, I had a lot of spending days, cut it back quite a bit in February, And then now in March, I think I'm doing better. I can still do better, but I think once I get everything I need for the garden, I won't need to buy as much, probably just basically food. So, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to finish my coffee and make a plan for the day. Well, I have quite a mess going here again. Got my potting soil, I've got my seeds, I've got my bags. So let me show you what I came up with. I don't have milk jugs. I didn't want to go around knocking on doors for milk jugs. So I'm doing the baggie method of winter sowing. Somebody's getting their face washed. Well, anyway, here is what I came up with. So some of the winter sewing videos I've watched have a couple dowel rods they put through, and then they have to balance them on something else. Well, I didn't want to do that. I didn't have any dowel rods. I didn't want to buy anything else. So I have all these kebab things that I've had for a long time. I've had the clothespins. So I have little tiny red zip ties I've had forever. So I'm using what I have. So anyway, I zip tied inside the baggie, one on each side of the skewers, and then filled up my bag, put my seeds in, and then up on top here, to keep it from flopping over, I put another skewer and attached it with some clothespins, and then here is the opening. So I'm going to give this a try. It's like a little tiny mini greenhouse, and we'll see if this works. And I can reuse the bags again, probably next year if they don't deteriorate. So pretty easy. You cut some holes in the bottom, not too big because you don't want all the soil to come out. So just some small holes, and make sure the soil is wet. Put your seeds, cover them, depending on what the seed calls for, whether it calls for, just surface sowing or covering it a little bit, and water it again. Make sure it's well watered, and then put them outside. So there we go, some more winter sowing ideas, very cheap. You can reuse freezer bags that you've used for food. Just clean them out real well and use them for your winter sowing. So I'll do some updates on these as I go along, and we'll see what happens. All right, here's an update. This is the third baggie that I've planted now. Now this one has cauliflower in it, and what I did here was I did the same thing with the dowels on the side, filled it up with dirt, but what I did different with this one was I put a skewer through the top and just secured it with a zip tie too, and it seems pretty stable. And then of course I just put the clothespin in to hold it open, but I think I'm going to do them all this way. So you're using 3 of the little not dowels, skewers, barbecue skewers, and I think that's pretty stable. It'll keep it from collapsing. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm just going to make little greenhouses like that with 3 skewers. I mean, I have a ton of these. You can even get these at the Dollar Tree. You can get them all over when you get a whole big pack of them. So there we have it. There's my attempt at winter sowing, which of course it's not winter anymore, but early sowing. So I hope this works out. It's been a lot of work, but if it doesn't work out this year, because I have started kind of late, I'll just go ahead and try again next year. So don't give up. Keep trying your garden. Well, I'm still at it, and it's already 6 p.m. So I'm going to call it a day. I still have a few things I want to plant. I planted some marigolds, some lettuce, a couple of other things, but I still want to plant some coleus seeds. Still have these that I want to plant. I also planted some of the spinach, perpetual spinach. I planted that. I still have some kohlrabi I'd like to plant. And, oh, I planted cauliflower, all in the winter sowing bags. So it's been working out real well just to have the bags and the skewers, the wooden skewers that are really cheap. So I had those. I had the clothespins. These are all the little tiny zip ties I've had for over the years because I would get them in different combination packs. And it's like, well, what am I going to use these little things for? So that was all free. Well, not free, but free for now. Using up what I have. For dinner, I just had the last of the soup and a sandwich, finishing up the vegan lunch meat I bought a while back, and some of the cheese I bought yesterday. So what my plan is, until I get all this planting done and get a little bit caught up, because when I'm doing this, everything just, you know, goes to hell in a handbasket. So I need to get caught up after I'm done with this. So my plan is to just eat very simply. I have lots of food in the freezer that is quick. I have potatoes that I can cut up in the air fryer, make fries. I can make breakfast potatoes. I can mash potatoes. You know, I have all those things. I have pastas and rice and just put together very simple meals. I have vegan meats in there that I want to eat up. That way I'll get some room in my freezer. Not only that, but I'll use up some of what I have. So the veggies, I want to use all those up, and then I think I'm going to go to the frozen veggies because those need to be done too. I have a lot of canned stuff that even if I wanted to make a soup, it's just a dump and go soup. I put the veggies and the broth and everything right in the pan. Maybe add some pasta, some potatoes, lots and lots of things I can make very quickly. Because at the end of the day, when I'm doing things like this, I just don't feel like cooking. So I'll get back to the cooking after I get this stuff done. So I still have a few tomatoes that I want to plant. Some of the stuff that I was sewing in the paper towels, just a couple of containers. I let them go too long, so I have to start over with those, but that's not a big deal. I still have more seeds. The peppers and the pimentos and a lot of the flowers that I started inside are doing really well, so I'm happy about that, and I hope they continue to do well. So worst case scenario, if none of this flies, then I'll just have to buy some flats of flowers and some seedlings. But I'm hoping that a lot of this does work and I can save some money and use up some of my seeds that I have a plethora of. I'm trying to use those up and get some fresh ones so that I can make myself a seed bank for future me. So, alright my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.